Welcome in next, mate. Hello, everyone. Since 1953, when the Gortonpue fishery introduced the world to ready-to-cook frozen fish sticks, this crispy golden snack has become a household favorite. From busy weekend nights to school lunches, fish sticks have solidified their place as one of the most convenient seafood dishes in the world. At the heart of this $1.9 billion industry is the Alaska pollock fishery, where high-tech factory trawlers and precision-engineered nets haul in massive catches that supply the key ingredient for fish sticks, imitation crab, and even McDonald's fillet fish. But before they hit your plate, these fish must be hunted down in some of the world's most brutal waters. It's a battle against the elements where seasoned fishermen brave towering waves and freezing temperatures to bring in the catch. So, how does an Alaska pollock go from the icy depths of the ocean to a perfectly crispy fish stick? Hop aboard with us and find out. It all begins here in the Bering Sea. Sitting between the rugged shores of Alaska and the vast expanse of Siberia, this frigid body of water is home to a wide variety of undis life, including king crabs and over 400 varieties of fish like herring, cod, Pacific salmon, and more. But the catch of choice for fish sticks is Alaska pollock, a member of the cod family. These highly sought-after fish grow to be about a foot or two, weigh between 1 and 2 pounds, and can live for up to 15 years. However, since they are a favorite meal for natural predators like seals, few ever make it to that age. Pollock mainly feed on tiny crustaceans known as zooplankton and tend to stick close to the ocean floor where safety is just a little more assured. Despite being the most abundant fish in the Bering Sea, authorities only allow 15% of the annual pole population to be harvested, ensuring these fish remain plentiful in our oceans. To catch the pole, fishermen use a factory trawler, a specialized fishing vessel specifically designed to house the ship's crew and cargo for extended periods. The vessel is over 370 feet long and more than 60 feet high, with a hull lined with steel reinforcement to withstand the harsh weather conditions of the Bering Sea. It's powered by a huge 6,000 horsepower diesel engine that turns a 13-ton propeller, pushing the ship through rough waters at about 15 knots. Up in the wheelhouse, the captain has a panoramic view of the bustling deck below, where sturdy nets and essential safety gear like lifeboats are always at the ready. But the magic isn't just on deck. Life on board is surprisingly comfortable. With crews spending 2 to 3 weeks at sea, the vessel offers all the comforts of home like cozy beds, TVs, and even internet, plus a fully stocked kitchen where staff work around the clock to ensure everyone is well fed for the journey ahead. Perhaps the most impressive feature of this modern fishing vessel, though, is that it's not just a boat, it's a floating factory. Stretching across 3/4 of the ship's length, this onboard facility can process up to 750 fresh pollock per minute, transforming them into packaged frozen product directly on board. This state-of-the-art processing plant gives the vessel a huge advantage with room for up to 300 tons of additional cargo, allowing the trawler to stay at sea longer, maximizing every moment on the water without the constant need to return to shore. This ingenious setup means crews can focus on what they do best, reeling in the fish. To haul in that impressive 300 tons of cargo, it all starts with finding the fish. That's where the acoustic echo sounder comes into play. Mounted right under the ship's hull, this high-tech sonar device sends out sound waves that ping deep into the ocean, bouncing off the seabed and any fish in its path. It's especially tuned to pick up the tiny pockets of air in a POC swim bladder, pinpointing entire schools with incredible precision. With this tech on board, nets are cast in just the right spots, keeping the floating factory fully supplied and maximizing every minute at sea. Once the fish have been located, the crew springs into action with a procedure called the outhaul. It all starts when a deckhand attaches a strong cable and hook to the back of the net, pulling it down the stern's ramp into the water. As the net begins its descent, another deckhand detaches the cable hook via an extension wire. With the ship cruising at about 3 knots, the natural current takes over, expanding the net into its full cone-shaped length. Before long, the net and its network of chains and cables spans an impressive half-mile, perfectly set to capture schools of pollock. Fun fact, the nets used by commercial fishing trawlers are high-tech pieces of equipment that come loaded with specialized tools to streamline the process. This advanced netting rig is so cutting-edge, it can cost up to $500,000. A true testament to modern maritime technology. Next, the crew lowers two otter doors into the water via chains. These heavy metal devices attached to either side of the net's upper edge harness the flow of water, creating a hydrodynamic spread that keeps the net's mouth open. Simultaneously, chain weights anchor the net space, guiding it down to about 30 feet beneath the surface. Attached to the top of the net is the transducer, also known as the suitcase, which, much like the echo sounder, sends a downward pulse that bounces back off the net's mouth, giving the captain a real-time snapshot of its shape. As schools of pollock accumulate in the cone-shaped cod end, the opening narrows, sending signals that the net is nearing capacity. When the transducer signals that the net is full, the crew jumps into action for the backhole. Deckhands closely monitor as chains and cables lift the otter doors from the depths, followed quickly by the weight chains. Once the net begins its ascent, a deckhand carefully removes the transducer. Throughout this process, the crew ensures the net remains clear of snags. When the cod end brimming with pollock is hauled onto the deck, a deckhand unzips the net's end and the catch cascades over grates into storage bins below deck. A swift, mesmerizing transition from the ocean's depths to the ship's hold. The pollock are sorted into one of 3 storage bins, each capable of holding up to 100 tons of fish. But not all of it is usable. Net fishing often brings bycatch, which includes anything that isn't Alaska pollock. Over the years, unexpected surprises have emerged. From whale carcasses to old washing machines, these non-targeted species are carefully returned to sea to maintain balance and sustainability. After the bycatch is sorted out, the remaining pollock go into a sorting machine that uses widening roller gaps to automatically separate fish by size. Smaller fish are sent to become seri, while larger ones go on a separate conveyor to be filleted. Fish drivers ensure each fish faces the same way for processing. A tough job often requiring 15-hour shifts. The pollock are then eviscerated with machines decapitating and gutting up to 50 fish per minute. Next, they move to a filleting machine where multiple blade sets cut down the middle, remove ribs, the backbone, and dorsal fin, producing 2 perfect boneless fillets. With 5 machines working concurrently, they process up to 45,000 fish per hour. The next step is candling. Each fillet passes over a backlit belt for workers to remove any remaining bones, skin, or parasites. The smaller fillets are minced, bleached, washed, and pressed into a paste called sear, which is used for imitation crab. Larger fillets are weighed, packed, and pressed into uniform fish blocks, then frozen using liquid Freon 8-3°F in a plate freezer for 2 hours. Rapid freezing halts spoilage and ensures freshness. Once frozen solid, blocks are moved along a conveyor, packed like Tetris into boxes, then sealed and labeled with critical product information. This facility can package over 120 tons, 240,000 pounds, of product daily. The boxes are stored at US 22°F in the ship's cold hold until they are unloaded at port, transferred into refrigerated containers, and trucked to large cold storage warehouses. There, they wait until it's time to be distributed to restaurants and supermarkets. Before becoming fish sticks, each batch goes through a strict quality check. A random block is tested for size, texture, and taste. Once approved, blocks are thawed, cut by bandsaws into 9 bars, and then chopped into stick-sized pieces. Each block produces around 378 fish sticks. Then comes the enrobing process, where sticks pass under waterfall of specially crafted batter with spices and sweetness. Then under jets to remove excess batter. Afterward, breadcrumb coating is applied before entering a deep fryer for 30 seconds at 392 degrees Fahrenheit, just enough to crisp the coating while keeping the inside frozen. The sticks then cool 8-22°F for 15 minutes before final quality checks. Robots place them neatly into boxes of 10. Finally, the sealed boxes are stacked on pallets and stored in freezers before being loaded onto refrigerated trucks. These trucks begin the nationwide journey to deliver perfectly crispy golden fish sticks to your dinner table. And there you have it. Turning pollock from the ocean into fish sticks is a complex journey with many moving parts. But as many would agree, every step is worth it. These frozen favorites are a delicious, versatile treat you can enjoy anytime. Thanks for watching NextMade. We'll see you soon.